Hello, and
Welcome.
welcome to
Alternate fucking
Casuals.
What makes you
Fucking
casual?
It don't matter.
What you know.
fucking
All right, shall we do it?
yeah.
Well. The Ultimate FM Casuals have returned. Nathan, Isaac, it's another wonderful Sunday. How casual are you feeling today?
I'm feeling like around a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. We had some good fights, but yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, feeling maybe slightly more casual, maybe a 6 on that scale, but we'll see how much that affects the reporting going in. We've got a lot of news to cover.
Oh, just a quick aside for our fellows over on the Boxing B-Sides. Boots versus Wisma Lima. First things first, I need to eat crow here. I thought Lima was going to give a much better fight. I thought he was going to present some semblance of a challenge. But no. Boots had other plans in mind, and he stops it in the first by ass whooping. That might go into the categories for picks of the year over on the boxing side. That's how bad it was. Did this go to expectations, or were you expecting better from Lima?
Dude, supposedly Lima was he had never been knocked out before, and he had even been up to 160 prior to this fight. But dude, that did not matter. I thought Boots perhaps was going to get a knockout later in the fight, but I did not expect it, that fast, that immediate, and that convincing. And it was just, about a steamroll can get.
Casual that I am. I didn't know who this Lima guy was, and so but you look at the record, you look at what Isaac said, he'd never been knocked down before. Seems to have done well for himself, but you put him up against Boots, and it's like, okay, well, now I really don't know what to think, because is Boots just that good, or is this guy maybe the benefactor of a padded record? I don't know, but Boots, he passes the eye test with flying colors. I'm not sure there's many boxers you could put in front of him that would look good against him, period. There really is very few. That's how good he is.
And that one guy that he struggled against, Karen Chakudzian, that he went on to have, in the same weekend, he went on to have a really quick stoppage win. So it seems like Boots' worst outings, which were still wins, by the way, don't forget that Boots is undefeated, but his worst wins are aging really well. I don't know who can. I don't rate a lot of people to give Boots a tough fight at this point.
Yeah, it's got to be a belt or a high value fight next. Yeah, he deserves, after that type of performance, just tremendous.
Well, it looks like he won the interim WBA title, so it looks like he's going to be lining up for a shot against Abbas Baru, and that he's definitely the weakest of the 4 champions, of the 4 belt holders, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So that looks like the route he's going to take, but I see Baru giving less of a performance than Lima, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, about the same. Yeah, but yeah, I expect Boots will be holding a belt in the near future.
Oh, speaking of holding belts, on UFC 323. In December, Merab is back already.
Dude.
What a turnaround against Petr Yan.
Dude, this is insane. We knew he was thinking about it. After beating Sandhagen, he mentioned as much that he wanted to get 4 fights in this year. But dude, this is, I mean, look at the caliber of opponents he's going to be fighting this year. What is it? Umar, Sean O'Malley a second time. He beat Sandhagen, and now he's going to beat Jan potentially for a second time, all within 1 year. I mean, this is just unreal for Marab. And like, I mean, with sort of like the ease that he does it, it's just incredible to see. And if he manages to get this done, I mean, this is one of the best like years, you know, for an MMA athlete for sure. We're talking about maybe like combat sports in general, like as a whole, you know, potentially. But Marab he's a monster, man. He's a monster. I'm glad they gave him the headline position here because, I mean, this is going to be sort of massive if he gets this done.
And this is like, it's not just the consistency of the fighting, but everyone he's fighting is like at an elite caliber. Like they're all good. Like if he wasn't there, you know, multiple of these guys could be champion, or like with Jan, he was a champion, right? We know he used to be really, really good. And you know, the first time they fought, just kind of coming back to that rematch, completely one-sided, but like Jan just got kind of like everyone else, you get completely worn down by the relentless cardio attack, but he like really had nothing. And do you guys remember Marab coming up to like shake his hand, and he kind of came from the side, and Jan like jumped, like he looked like he was punch shy just from seeing Marab like outstretch his arm toward him.
Jesus.
It was really a
it's...
negative aura moment. So I don't know. I mean, Jan's been on a tear recently. He's got a couple really good decision wins, but I mean, I don't think anyone can stop Marab. Like, he has to beat himself, or he has to get injured like mid-fight. That's like the only way this guy's gonna lose.
Yeah, I remember Jan saying like not too long ago that in, you know, the first fight with Marab, that he like something like he was only like 30% of his like best self, and like, you know, he might do better, but how can you bet against Marab at this point? And like, you know what Nathan was saying, like Marab just ragdolled Jan in that first fight. Like, it was like 30 something takedowns he like landed on Jan. I mean, it was just an insane. He was, whatever Marab wanted to do in that fight, he was able to do. There was nothing Jan could do to stop Marab. So it's just, I mean, and now we're gonna add, you know, that Marab now has striking or improved striking since they last saw each other. Like, I mean, come on, bro. I mean, you know, I expect Marab might even get a finish against Jan. But I mean, we'll see, man. Jan is he's a high caliber opponent, but I just don't know how you can bet against Marab at this point.
I don't think it's possible to bet against him. God, he's just like the complete package, and the cardio is. I asked the guys on Boxing B-Sides, like, hey, pick a fighter. Who do you think has like cardio that cannot quit, like unlimited gas tank, pretty much? And I don't remember. One of them was Rocky Marciano. I suggested Stephen Fulton having a solid gas tank. His loss to Inoue notwithstanding, that was more of Inoue being just way too good than it was like a lack of stamina. But there weren't a lot of picks.
Usyk, I guess.
Yeah, Usyk
has like a pretty good gas tank. I'm trying to think who else. Like historically, just like never gets tired. But
there's not a lot of people in this category.
It's hard because like the way I think about it is like I'm trying to find a comparison to Marab, and Marab, if we're saying Marab is the baseline, that baseline is after the fight, you know, you go the full distance and you're not exhausted. Marab, that's how Marab is. He goes the full distance, 5 rounds, and it's like nothing happened. I mean, you know, obviously he's gonna be like a little bit tired, but you hear him speak. You know, most of the time fighters are like gasping for air afterwards or hands on their head. But man, he's jumping up in the cage, running around. I mean, he's yelling. It's insane. I mean, I really don't know if there's a comparison at that moment to Marab. Just a different animal.
What was the story of him sparring 5 full contact
Yeah,
rounds?
yeah. So Khalil Roundtree Jr. They share the same, or they share the same coach, John Wood. I think it's like Syndicate MMA is their gym that they fight out of. But he obviously, they see each other. He sees Marab in camp. They were training for the same part. And Khalil Roundtree, he says that and he's, I don't really see why he would lie about this, but he said that on the day of Marab's fight, the day he was going to fight Corey Sandhagen, like in the afternoon, he saw Marab spar 5 full rounds the day of his fight. And like, I don't understand why, like, you don't gain anything like lying about that. So I have to sort of assume he's telling the truth. And just like, it's hard to fathom that the day of your fight, you're going to spar 5 rounds.
Full
Is just,
contact too. It's not like
yeah,
light
yeah,
practicing. You're
yes,
going full out.
yeah, yeah. It's just, this is inhuman. I feel like we need to get like scientific studies done on this man. I mean, like later on, they discovered like Michael Phelps had like, a more, like he had like, was it like less production of lactic acid in his muscles? Like they have to do studies on Marab because this is genuine inhuman cardio. This is irregular, and not just by a little bit. This is just like, it's fascinating to see.
Yeah, I wonder, like, if in 5 or 10 years it's gonna come out that he's been on, like, I don't know, 3 liters of EPO, like since he was born or something like that. Like, I mean, it's really, if he's natural, which you'd hope he is. I mean, it is professional sports. Everyone is on something, right, to an extent, right? Maybe they're not doing John Jones levels of PEDs, but people probably get stuff on the sly. But if something never comes out about this guy, he really is one of one.
Yeah, generational. Yeah, and like I think recently, I might be remembering it wrong, but I feel like not too long ago he got his jacket. Whenever they get like 50, like they pass 50 tests, they get a jacket. With 50 clean tests, testing for PEDs. That I feel like he got his not too long ago. So it's like they're testing this dude, and it's one of those things. I feel like I would be testing this dude like pretty frequently, considering he doesn't get tired, but he might just have like some genetic thing like Michael Phelps had, where he just can go longer. His stamina is just way like larger than the normal humans.
What was that shit Lance Armstrong was doing?
Oh yeah, he was on like, was it testosterone or something like that?
Or he was doing like blood doping, where they would replace his blood with other. I don't know, man.
Oh
It was
yeah,
it was pretty wild. What was going on?
yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that's what they take blood from your body, they highly enrich it with oxygen, and then stick it back into you, so that way your cardio is significantly better because your blood's oxygen rich.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Barring anything illegal, if this is natural, I mean, they gotta get a research paper on this dude immediately. They gotta figure out what makes him tick.
Well, moving on, Brandon Moreno will be back on the same card versus Tatsuro Taira. This is.
I feel like
We were
just
talking
talking about this.
We were.
Yeah, yeah. We sort of call this a good fight to make. This is sort of along the, in boxing they have the whole Mexico versus Japan as like a trend at the moment. So this is nice to ride on at the moment. This should be a good fight. This should be a very good fight. Taira is very, very dominant in the grappling, but we'll see if Brandon Moreno can do anything about it. I mean, he's obviously past his better years, but I mean, I'm excited for this fight. This is a very good co-main event to have.
And potentially a changing of the guard here, right? Because Moreno is, like you said, in his second half of his career. Can Taira put himself in a position, right? Moreno's ranked 2, right? So Taira could become the #1 contender at the end of this fight.
Yeah.
But like
I mean,
you said, he's got to show something in the striking because Moreno's well rounded, right? If he presents a mixed approach, Tyra could be in trouble.
yeah, yeah. I'm excited to see how. I think even though Moreno is skilled, I think Taito will actually still have the grappling advantage, just based off what I've seen. But like you said, Nathan, like the striking, I mean, that's a little bit of a different level, than what Taito's faced so far. So I am excited to see how Taito puts it all together whenever they do fight. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I do think this will probably be the number one contender fight. I mean, we're Bentoja's sort of running out of options at this point. So I feel like they have to make this one the one.
Yeah, Pantoja's facing Joshua Van, right?
Yeah, and like after that, I mean, man, you're really like, I guess Manel Cobb maybe, but I mean he gets injured like every other fight he gets scheduled, so it's sort of hard to rely on him.
Has he moved to certified UNC status? Henry Cejudo is fighting Peyton Talbot. Is this like a moving him to gatekeeper kind of thing?
I mean, this is like a two-way street, honestly, for me, because this is a massive test for Talbot. Considering that the loss that Talbot does have, he lost like with someone that was
ground.
that took wrestling and grappling approach with him. Obviously, we saw in his last fight, he improved that area of his game. But I mean, Cejudo, I mean, we're talking about an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling. So like this is, he is obviously, a good bit past his prime. Yes, I accept that. But I mean, he's still a decorated wrestler. I mean, this is a massive test for Talbot. And then, going the other way, it's also one of those things like Cejudo, he's also going to prove that he can still sort of hang here. Like you said, as a gatekeeper type thing. I mean, because he's also getting up there in age. He hasn't really won in a while. So, I mean, yeah, I think this is a two-way street. UFC is sort of testing both of them. But, yeah, man, this is real hard matchmaking for Talbot. If he can pull this off, this is gonna really show because Cejudo has name value too.
And rounding off 323, Jan Blachowicz versus Guskov.
It's a good little fight. I think Blachowicz is coming off injury. He got like surgery or something done, and then Guskov has like a nice streak of victories. Some of them by KO. I think his last one was Nikita Krylov or something like that, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is a nice little fight.
Yeah, it's another situation where you could see an older head getting bumped off by a newer face, but there is a danger with like the Cejudo one where you could be killing your own, not prospect. I think this guy's fairly, he's a veteran at this point, but you've got a potentially a fresh matchup in the future if Guskov's able to win. But if Blachowicz chops him down, then it's like, well, you just killed your. So high risk for sure for a company perspective, but I mean, I'm sure for Guskov, he wants that kind of a name on his resume. Like that's a stamp of like, oh, hey, you're a contender now. Like you're legit.
Yeah.
If you can, I mean, we've seen Blachowicz, like he, even in his losses, right? He's had some like seriously, good performances. And I mean, made Oldberg go to the decision. Oldberg just, annihilated Dominic Reyes. He took Alex Pereira to decision. Like that doesn't happen.
Goliath too.
Yeah, Drew with Ankalaev. That was a, so in spite of not winning in a while, this guy is still proven to be very, very tough. So if Guskov wins here, it's like, yeah, this is a new, fresher opponent, the division.
Yeah, I feel like this one's probably gonna end in a knockout. Like I know Blachowicz, he could wrestle. That's definitely a possibility, but I feel like this one's probably gonna end in a knockout.
Got to reestablish himself, right?
Yeah, he's coming back from injury. Obviously that loss to the Oldberg. It was it was a bad performance from both of them, and it was just not a good fight.
Speaking of good fights, O'Malley versus Song Yadong on UFC 324. Or did I wait? Who did I just say?
O'Malley Song Yadong.
Okay, that's right. I had a complete brain fart there. I thought I said somebody else's name for a second, but yep, Sean O'Malley or Song Yadong.
Yeah,
Um,
the way this leaked was sort of weird, right? Like, was it like Yadong on a live stream? He was talking about it and saying, I think he said something about that he was gonna fight O'Malley. I mean, it was in Chinese. Everything was in Chinese when I saw it, but yeah, this is a good fight.
probably thought it wasn't going to get out because he did it in Chinese.
Yeah, it's like yeah, but this is a good fight though. I mean, O'Malley, I feel like could just be a bad matchup for Yadong. I could pretty easily see O'Malley sniping Yadong. Yadong gets hit. You know, he's a good fighter for sure, but I just feel like O'Malley's perhaps a little bit too good of a ranged sniper for Yadong. But this is a good matchmaking. I mean, this is the type of fight you want to see.
I'm expecting a fencing match on this one, with O'Malley being the fencer and Yadong not really having too much of an answer for it.
Yeah, we'll see. I think he's been training with the I think that's called like the alpha males with Uriah Faber. We'll see if he tries to mix in some wrestling as well. But I mean, O'Malley has like solid takedown defense as well, so it's not as easy as it sounds.
I think O'Malley really like this is almost must win for him because he's not had very many fights recently, and the fights he has been in have just been one-sided defeats. So I think for the UFC's sake, he needs to win this fight. I mean, there's a lot of potential in him going forward. Like, there's still plenty of time for him to revive his career. But if he lost to Yadong, that would be a major setback.
Yeah, I mean, you're going back to like fighting like the low top tens at that point, and I mean, considering I mean, he made it to be champion, so that would be a pretty big fall. But yeah, should be a good one.
Oh, speaking of good ones, Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway on the White House card. But Holloway, he responded positively to the idea of this fight and said that June might be too far away, that the White House card is a little bit too far out. So why not do it in February?
It's an excellent fight. Like, this is Holloway seems to be mopping up all the older lightweight contenders, but he's doing so in like very exciting fashion. So I would love to see this fight. I think it'd be awesome. It would be a closer fight than the Dustin and Gaethje fight were for Holloway, but I'd love to see this. Both guys could win.
Yeah, and it's like a rematch as well. It's like this will be the second time that they fought. I mean, they fought way long ago. I mean, they're both completely different fighters at this point. And Holloway won the first by like TKO, from what I was seeing. But yeah, I mean, if they make this fight, no one will complain. Not a single soul will complain. I mean, this is just a tremendous fight. We know it's going to be action guaranteed. But yeah, it's just a matter of will the timing line up? I doubt it'll be on the White House. Seems like Holloway wants to fight before then, February, March. But we'll see. If it gets made, I'm happy. I'm happy.
Oh, speaking of happy, sounds like Islam is happy with staying at welterweight and won't be going back down to fight Ilya Topuria. Is this a duck move, or what are we looking at here? Because it feels a little bit like little duckish. Can't deny it.
Well, I don't think you could call it a duck if you're moving up in weight class. Now, we'll see who he fights at welterweight or how often he fights. Like, if he goes up and he beats JDM and then doesn't fight for a year, I'd be inclined to agree with you. But like, JDM could end up proving to be a more difficult task than Topuria. So like, I don't know if I'm gonna drag on him too hard, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he's been cutting he had some very hard cuts at 155. Like the first Volk fight, he really struggled with that one. So I don't think it's unreasonable for him to stay at welterweight. I just would want to see him active if he decided to go do that.
Have you seen like the footage that they've released of how he looks? Like, obviously he's added mass for his, debut at 170. But have you seen how big he looks?
Yeah, like
bro,
freaking boulder shoulders, dude.
He's got to be like the 190s at this point, like high 180s. I mean, he's a tank. I don't know if that's the reason, he just feels like not cutting down. He just feels better at 170. But I mean, like you said, if he's at 170, he's now, let's say he does beat JDM. Like, is he then going to defend against, the Shavkats, the Ian Gary, Bilal? I mean, I sort of find that hard to believe, but I mean, we'll see. If he continues to make defenses there, then you can't really call it a duck. But we could set up a situation where Islam gets a win. Maybe he gets one defense at 170. Ilya gets some wins at 155, and we're talking about maybe potential for another 3-weight champion if Ilya decides to move up to 170. But I mean, we'll see how things turn out. I really do hope we get to see Islam versus Ilya, though.
That's a big jump. 155.
Yeah.
From 155, and Topuria's not exactly big for 155.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming from 145. I know the weight cuts to 145. Like, Ilya has said that they are brutal, but I mean, his frame is smaller. I mean, he would be like visibly smaller than Islam at 170. Like, I think it would sort of look comical.
It'd be like Canelo frame, right? Or Canelo.
Yeah,
because
because
just really wide.
He just is shorter. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I mean, because Islam is definitely going to be coming in like 190 on fight night. Ilya is probably going to be like high 170s. I mean, they've said that he's like, his muscle density's high. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like if Ilya went to 170, that'd be a pretty big jump.
You kind of get the sense that the kind of the same what do you call it? The same kind of trash talk that happens within Islam's camp is what we've seen from Canelo, where Canelo's like, or people in his camp are like, oh yeah, he beats up cruiserweights when he spars. Like, he has to, he really, puts it on them. Like, he could move up however far he wants, but it's like, okay, well, come on now. Like, there's some truth in that, but like, realistically speaking, there is going to be a ceiling on his weight class. I don't think him going all the way up past that's going to be like, I think that would be unwise, especially when, like, you're in a situation where someone's just significantly bigger than you, right? They could literally win by laying on you, right? So it's like,
yeah,
I don't know how.
I just feel like it's a bad idea, right? Because like at 155, we're talking about like Islam potentially has a pretty big grappling advantage, but now you're talking about Islam with an easier weight cut, and he's gonna be like, I mean, maybe like a 15, 20 pound weight advantage on you. I mean, that's just like at that point you're fighting with a lot of disadvantages, more so than you were like at 155.
Right. And I mean, it's not like there's any shortage of great opponents at lightweight. Like, he could still be a legend at lightweight and beat guys that like Armin, for example, is like, there's been some talk that Topuria is like ducking him, right? Like, I can't believe that, or people say that they can't believe that that Armin's not gotten his title shot yet, right? And he's the guy on paper who should be able to give Topuria the most trouble. But like, you beat that guy, that's a huge notch in your belt. Like, you're already probably a Hall of Famer, but you start getting wins like that, or against like Patty. Patty's huge for the division, right? Not the most technical guy, but you beat someone like that who should have the advantage on the ground, and you beat them in their domain. Again, a huge notch in your belt, right? You do it in a place where you can win. Don't put yourself up against like an impossible odd.
Yeah, the Armin fight, if we never get the Islam fight, the Armin fight, I guess, would be the next best, just because I mean that sort of feels like a diet version of Ilya versus Islam. But I mean, yeah, I hope it's not one of those like what if situations, because like if you really think about it, if Bilal would have beat JDM, we might not be in this situation. We could have maybe even already had that fight scheduled, Ilya versus Islam, or maybe have even already seen it if Bilal would have just beat JDM. But it's just one of those like alternative universes type things.
Anything more for the news?
A very good batch of news. A very good batch of news.
Yeah. Really exciting stuff on the horizon.
Mm-hmm. And do this. It's that Paramount deal. It's that Paramount deal.
Oh shit!
They're gonna be
this 323 is right before, but 324 is gonna probably be on it.
Yeah, 324 is gonna be massive. I feel like, because that'll be the debut on Paramount. That might even be on CBS, like just straight up. So, yeah, I think everyone should be watching out for news, little tidbits that we get for 324.
Imagine a numbered event not on pay-per-view.
Dude, on like regular TV, literally just turn on the TV
Turn on
and watching the pay-per-view. Yeah, that would be incredible. Incredible.
All right, let's move into some recaps, which there is only one major event to talk about. Really quickly, Tuesday, October 7th, towards the end of the Dana White's Contender Series season. This was week 9. Friday, October 10th, One Friday Fights 128. Oh, these are two. Well, I mean, with Dana White's Contender Series now, it's a little too late, but Friday Fights, always entertaining. Fucking brutal, too. Always brutal knockouts. Speaking of knockouts, Saturday, October 11th, UFC Fight Night at the Pharmacy Arena in Rio de Janeiro. Woof. Shall we start from the bottom up? Luan, what is it? Was it Lacerda or Lacerda? I think it was Lacerda. Submits Simon Oliveira in the second. Juliana Palistri stops Karolina Kowalkiewicz. I think I got that one right. Stops in the third. Lucas Rocha versus Stuart Nicole. Lucas gets the UD. Bia Mesquita. RJ tag. Goddamn. Submits Irina Alexieva in the second. Vitor Petrino, TKO3 over Thomas Peterson.
Dude, this was really good. His knockout was incredible. Like Thomas Peterson, he fell. I mean, all respect to him, but he felt like in a video game, like death type of way. Like
Ragdoll
I don't
physics.
know. Yeah. It was just like it was almost like Johnny Walker-esque, if I'm being honest. Like he was like sort of just emoting as he died, or as he like knocked out.
You could probably reverse that GIF and make it like a worm going on. That's how he falls.
Yeah.
Oh, Jafel Filio submits Clayton Carpenter in the first. God, every time somebody from my city comes out, always fucking showing ass. Unacceptable, Clayton.
Damn.
Michael Oswell stops Lucas Almeida in the first to round off the prelims. Into the main portion, Khan Offley submits Ricardo Ramos in the first. It's pretty nice.
Dude, an Ultimate Fighter dude gets a win. I think this is his first win in the UFC.
Mario Pinto, KO2 over Jonathan Denise. It was funny. Mario Pinto they were talking to him, and he is Portuguese, like Portuguese, and he says something like really quickly, like "Please forgive my bad English," and then speaks in this just totally British accent, just completely perfectly. It was pretty fun. Joel Alvarez, UD over Vicente Luque. It's a fun fight. What wasn't fun? Davison Figueiredo, 6th at bantamweight, split decision over Montel Jackson, 15th.
Yeah, it's
disappointment.
It's a win, but like that's one of those type of wins that like don't really do any. It doesn't do much other than like, I guess, maintain your record, but that's definitely not getting you like closer to a title shot.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And from Montel's side, nothing really inspiring there to be like, oh yeah, this guy, he could rocket up the rankings at any second. It's like, no, there's a pretty big gap between this guy and the top 8 or so.
Yeah. It's like one of those clarity type fights. It's like, now we know.
There's no upside. There was no upside in this loss for Montel, and that was disheartening because I was expecting better, but it seemed like he was afraid of the grappling game from the onset. Like he didn't want to commit to striking, which was, he would have been better, but he just didn't want to. Charles Oliveira submits Mateus Gamrot in the second.
Dude.
Celebrating.
Dude, he does it again.
Yep.
He does it again. Dude, his like record is insane because I believe he owns the record for like the most finishes and like most submissions in the UFC, and it's just like he just continues adding to it. And I mean, Gamrot is not like a scrub. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's like, you know, someone that's vying for a title at the moment, but like a win over him it's not like a can win. It means something. So I mean, this is a very good win to get for Charles right off. Obviously the vicious knockout loss that he just had. It's a very good reset. And yeah, man, I mean, getting in a sub as well. I mean, Gamrot, very experienced on the ground, and Oliveira just tore him apart. It's a very good win for him. He got performance of the night. Dude, he even spent, I saw, he spent his 50K bonus on like a block party for like people in his neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like the kids were like in the street. They had food. I mean, dude, he's like a good guy, bro. And these like just the type of people you want to see winning. From everything we've seen, at least.
I mean, just from a fan perspective, this is what you wanted to see from Oliveira. Maybe slept badly, returned way too quickly, but against a style of opponent that he could absolutely succeed in. And I mean, the difference is still shocking. As old and as weathered as Oliveira is, he's still able to be this dominant. It's special to see. And it also just shows how cruel this sport is, because he probably would still be champion if not for, Islam coming around or Topuria coming around. Like, he's still very good.
Yeah. Yeah. And they set something nicely for that Holloway fight. I mean, if that Holloway fight happens, I mean, that's for sure going to be minimum a co-main on a pretty big card. So, I mean, it's securing a pretty nice paycheck for him. And yeah, I don't know if, I sort of doubt title aspirations or title hopes are still there. But I mean, it's, that Holloway paycheck, it won't hurt. It won't hurt.
Could get another block party out of it.
Yeah. He's maximizing his career for sure. This dude is a monster on the ground. Just like, even when he's like hurt, it's like, he's one of those fighters that your coach would tell you, if you knock him down, like, you do not chase him down to try to finish him. Like, because even if, he could be, you could sleep him and like he wakes up on the full. and like you're still not gonna chase that down because I mean his instinctual grappling is just insane. Like he does it without thinking. Like it's just I mean it's incredible to watch. Like his type of grappling is very fun to watch. It's not like the lay and pray. Like he's actively hunting for submissions. Like he's trying to get you out of there.
So questions of what could be next for Charles. Obviously the Max Holloway fight is the one that's probably on the table, but looking around otherwise, is there really anything for him to do? Because everybody else is busy.
Yeah. Let's see. Hooker has a fight. Arman obviously has the fight with Hooker. Holloway. I mean, Holloway, as far as like rankings go, Holloway is probably the best option because, you know, between Justin and Patty, one of them is going to get a title fight, is what it seems like. He just beat Gamrot, and then you really don't want to go like too low in the rankings, considering he just got a win over Gamrot. So it looks like Holloway is just the best option. And you know, they were talking about maybe making that for the BMF belt, since you know Holloway has that. So I mean, I guess maybe I was wrong when I was talking about title hopes being gone, because if it's for the BMF belt, maybe he can get that
Secondary title.
Yeah.
What about actually facing off with Fiziev? Would that be worth pursuing? Or is that
I mean, I'm sure if like that's the option they presented him with, he'd say yes. But if I had the option between Holloway and Fiziev, I'm definitely choosing Holloway, just because like let's say, I mean, the issue is that like Ilya is still champion, because like I mean he just Oliveira just got the win over Gamrot. Let's say he fights Holloway and beats Holloway, like you still can't put him against Ilya, right? Like I mean he's not gonna be getting a title shot anytime soon, but I mean the Holloway fight keeps him at the closest to the top of the division as he can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even beyond the ranking situation, because I don't really think Holloway or Charles are going to get second rounds versus Topuria. Maybe Holloway can, but I think you got to treat this as like you've got two very fan-friendly fighters that a lot of people like. Let's make the matchup that makes the most sense from an entertainment perspective, right? There's still a legacy component, like each of them having each other's name on their resume is a big boost, right? We don't have to worry necessarily about what's the route to the title, because they're going to put Arman and Patty and probably Gaethje over the top of all of them. So I think just let's make the fight that is the most fun, which would be Holloway versus Oliveira.
Yeah.
Doing what the fans want to see. That would be a good one to have at the beginning of the Paramount deal too.
Yeah. Would be an insane fight, man. Like I mean just I mean that's one of those fights that you can book and there is no worry about that fight being like a boring fight or a bust.
Anything more for Fight Night in Rio? All right, let me do some notes really quick. Fucking wherever you do your social media stuff, LVX Media Net. That's where you can follow us. Stay up to date with when shit comes out. It's always posted on the socials. If you can't find it, chances are we don't have an account there. So why don't you fucking DM me and tell me where it is that you can't find us, and I'll make some corrections to that. Wherever you're listening, if you could hit us with a rating, it helps push us up the search algorithm. And if you're feeling a little extra, a review would not go amiss. And lastly, Patreon. Fucking everyone has one. We are no different here. lvx.be/Patreon. Get yourself hooked up over there if you want to get rid of ads. You want to get yourself a special role in Discord. And there you go. So, all that being said, in today's connected world, your digital life is always on. You shop, you bank, you connect with friends and family. All of this happens online. But with every download, every click, there lurks a hidden danger: viruses and other cyber threats. One wrong move and your personal data, your photos, even your identity could be at risk. And that's a scary thought. You need more than just hope or vibes. You need proven protection. Support for this episode is from Malwarebytes. It's your digital shield, constantly detecting, blocking, and eliminating the nastiest shit that you can find online. Think of it as your personal cyber guardian, always on watch so that you don't have to be. With Malwarebytes, you can browse, bank, enjoy your online life with confidence. No more worrying about malware, phishing scams, ransomware, or any of that other nasty shit. Enjoy secure access to what matters most to you. Protect your digital world, protect your peace of mind. Take Malwarebytes for a trial run today. Go to lvx.be/mwb and invest in your online security today. What if a small natural step could make a profound difference in your daily well-being? Many of us grapple with everyday stress, looking for natural ways to support our mood, our mental resilience, and our overall vitality. The answer might lie in nature's wisdom. Support for this episode is from psilocybin, the powerful psilocybin mushroom in a convenient microdosing capsule. Revered in traditional practices, psilocybin is gaining recognition for its remarkable benefits in mental health. With psilocybin, you're choosing a natural path to holistic wellness. I feel it's incredibly important to say that this isn't a substitute for professional medical advice, it's just a really good supplement. Of the 3 blends, I've tried the Inner Peace blend, and I can tell you from the beginning I felt a greater sense of calm and mental clarity. I've been juggling with some unfortunate stressors, and I've been doing it with a lot more resilience. But psilocybin is more than just a supplement, it's a step towards a more harmonious you. If you want to have a look at what psilocybin has to offer, go to lvx.be/psilocybin, that's SOULCYBIN, and use the code LuxMedia to get yourself a nice discount. Help us out a little bit in the process. Take the first step towards inner peace and clarity. Nurture your nature with nature. lvx.be/psilocybin, use code LuxMedia. There's that. Oh boy. Not a whole lot coming up, but what we do have is tasty. Really quickly, Friday, October 24th, One Friday Fights 130. I'm not going to stop talking about them. Well, I'll stop when they stop doing them, because they're live on YouTube. They're free on YouTube. 5:30 on the West Coast in the morning on Friday. Not the best time, but it's a little bit easier if you're on the East Coast. Catch some fights with your morning coffee, and you can rewatch them anytime, so can't go wrong. But why we are here, Saturday, October 25th, at the Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi, UFC 321.
Dude, nice little afternoon card, man. We
Yep.
love these.
Yeah, this one starts at 2 on the West Coast. The main portion starts at 2. Let's go from the bottom up, as usual. Nasrat Hakparas versus Quillen Salkild. I think I got that. At lightweight.
Good fight.
Jacqueline Amorim versus Mizuki at strawweight. Azat Maksum versus Mitch Raposo at flyweight. Hamdi Abdelwahab versus Chris Barnett at heavy. And Nathaniel Wood versus Jose Miguel Delgado at featherweight. Abdul Karim Al Salwadi versus Mateus Camilo. Ludovic Klein versus Mateus Rubeski at lightweight.
This should be a banger. I've yet to see like a boring Mateo's fight. Like this dude always gets, yeah, he always finds himself in wars. And Ludovic Klein, like he's got some good fights too. So I'm actually pretty excited about this one. This might be like the one I'm looking forward to the most on prelims.
Ikram Aliskerov versus the Iron Turtle Jun Young Park. Another middleweight fight.
Solid.
And into the main portion, Alexander Rakic versus Azamat Murzakanov at light heavy.
This whole main card is freaking stacked.
Yeah.
All
this
really
is
good shit.
Must watch every single fight.
Alexander Volkov versus Chelton Almeida at heavyweight, 2nd and 5th in the rankings.
In an alternate universe, Volkov would be fighting for
He should be in the main event
title, but they put him against the monster and Almeida, who is very good at grappling and wrestling. So we'll see if this dude can get it done. If Volkov can get it done, this is like got to be up there for #1 contender, right?
Yeah,
you'd
I
think
was
so.
about to say that this is the #1 contender fight right here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like if Alex Pereira decided he wants to fight, Aspinall, I guess that would take precedent. But I mean, yeah, these are like the two best heavyweights, not named Tom Aspinall at the moment of current UFC fighters at least.
Oh, moving up, Umar Nurmagomedov versus Mario Bautista, 2nd and 8th at bantamweight.
We've been praying for Bautista's downfall.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is
since-
this retribution?
Dude, he's been matched up against Nurmagomedov. This is hard as hell fight for him. And like,
Imagine if he wins though. Hey, let's give him the
Dude.
worst guy in the division, the guy who would be champ if it wasn't Marab, and imagine if Bautista wins. Like, we're gonna be in shambles if this doesn't happen.
dude,
Probably the only.
imagine the universe. Like he beats Nurmagomedov, gets the title shot, fights Marab, and he's like out
No.
of everyone, Batista's the one that's in the throne. Marab. Imagine that.
Don't
That,
do
that would
this.
actually be like an outrageous universe to live in. But I feel like Umar, he should win this one. I've said that
Umar
before and
should
been
beat
wrong,
the shit
but
out of him.
yeah, but it's just like I feel like the clinch stuff that Batista normally does will not work with Umar. Like it's not going to work with him. So it's just a matter of, first of all, like, has Umar fixed this cardio issue? That he seemingly had versus Marab. Because Batista is pretty active, and like he's not like a complete scrub, but yeah, I mean Umar should win this. Hopefully we're in that universe, but let's see.
One can hope. Virna Jandaroba versus Mackenzie Dern for the vacant strawweight title, 1st and 5th in the rankings.
Dude, strawweight, man. It feels sort of weird without Zhang Weili here. It
But
feels sort of weird without it, but
It also feels
Yeah,
like
excuse-
strawweight just got entertaining again.
it's wide open now.
Yeah.
Because like even if like one of them is gonna win here, and like I could see a bunch of other people beating them. Like it's not like we have a dominant champion, like between the two here, whoever wins. So yeah, I mean at least it's wide open. We could see the belt change hands a lot of times.
Title that will not be changing hands. I don't think it will anyway. Tom Aspinall, the heavyweight champion, takes on first-rated Cyril Gane.
Yeah, man. I need Aspinall to win this bad, bruh. Like, can you imagine how bad it's gonna be if Aspinall loses this? Like, John Jones is gonna have that tweet locked and loaded if Aspinall loses.
Yeah, definitely.
I need Aspinall to win here, like pretty desperately here. Hopefully he gets it done. I mean, was he gone? He's shown that his wrestling is mediocre at best, but I mean, purely on the striking, he is, he's got some power. He is somewhat of a threat. So, I mean, I'll be worried. I'll be worried as long as it's on the feet. But we'll see if Aspinall can pull this out. Hopefully he does. I'm actually pretty excited for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting the sense that Aspinall's heavyweight reign is not going to be a question of is he going to win or not. Like, I feel like most people are already treating this fight as a foregone conclusion, even though Gon's the number one contender. I think it's going to be a lot more similar to like the Tyson era in boxing, where it's like you're not tuning in to see a competitive fight, you're tuning in to see like an execution. We're going to see some crazy knockout or some like insanely fast finish, and like that's what we're here for. Like we're here for the car crash, not the technical,
not the race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stay with the NASCAR. But I mean, Gon. I said this before when the very first one of the very first episodes we did with this podcast was previewing Jones versus Gon, and when I talked about Gon at the time, right, he's the best competition Jones could have fought at the time, like in terms of all around skills, and Jones beat him in like what 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, it was really quick.
I mean, I feel like it's same story but worse this time around with Aspinall. So I mean, I'm looking for the coronation here for Aspinall, truly defending his belt for the first time. I don't see, it would be one of the most shocking upsets of all time if Aspinall lost here.
I'd actually be like sad. I'd like genuinely be sad if Aspinall lost, because like I know what that means for like especially like John Jones gets away with it. It'd be like if Benavidez lost to like Gvozdyk or whatever, whoever he fought, like
yeah,
or like if Benavidez lost the plan, it'd be like one of those type things. Like I'd be sad because like it validates everything that John Jones has been saying, and like we know, like that's not how it's supposed to go down. Like it'd be like the bad guy win pretty much. But yeah, hopefully, I mean we'll see, because I mean the goal should be, can Aspinall get this done faster than John Jones did? But we'll see. I mean, if he does, oh my God, MMA media is gonna be hectic if Aspinall just like splatters Gon like in the first minute.
Wouldn't it, if it took a little longer to accomplish, but if Tom Aspinall beat Cyril Gahn in the stand-up, would that not be a more impressive win than wrestling a guy who doesn't wrestle very well?
If he like splattered Gahn, even if it took him like 2 rounds, I would say so, just because, I mean, it's one of those things, like it's not John Jones's fault that Gahn has no wrestling, but like Gahn is like relatively new to MMA. Like I think he's only been training MMA for like 4-ish years, 5-ish years, something like that. So, I mean, he doesn't have a pedigree in wrestling and grappling that, you know, someone obviously nowhere near someone like John Jones or like Aspinall. So yeah, I think I would, if Aspinall splatters him, I think it would be a more impressive win, even if it does go to the second round.
I would be actually be interested to see if he decided, I'm not going to wrestle, I'm going to go and just strike with you. How much success does Gon actually have? Because he did do really well against Francis in the first 2 rounds before Francis decided to shoot double legs and ground and pound. And the reason I'd like to see that is because, let's say hypothetically, Alex Pereira moves up and he fights Aspinall. We've seen, you know, Aspinall just blow away these other guys, but against a more technical striker, like, is he forced to raise his level? Is he able to compete with someone who actually is really slick on the feet? And if he's not, or if he struggles and he's forced to shoot and use the rest of his game to win, that makes a Pereira fight that much more interesting. But if he goes in against Gon and completely outstrikes him and schools him, then it's like, shit, I don't know if I want AP to move up for that fight anymore. Like, I think he still should either way, like, regardless of what I think. But it would be an interesting wrinkle if we saw Aspinall, like, struggle mightily against a more technical striker. Because I think if he does against Gon, I think AP is even more technical than that. Especially if you counter in the kickboxing that he would bring to that fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I mean, this fight is important. This is a very important fight. I'm really looking forward to this one. I do wish it was in the UK though, because I feel like the crowd, or I mean, even in France, I feel like the crowd would have been way more. They would have been involved a lot more in this fight. But I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I guess they have like Umar for like the home crowd, but yeah, hopefully some English and French dudes have like traveled over.
The English travel well.
Yeah. Normally they show up for like Fury and stuff, so hopefully they do the same for Aspinall.
It does seem like a bit of a miss to not have this in at least Paris, but
Yeah.
it should be like in the UK somewhere.
Man, if they would have had this in Paris, man, they would. I mean, because I mean, UK fans would have definitely come over if it was that close. I mean, they would have been fights in the crowd. I mean, it would have been a crazy atmosphere there.
Oh, anything more for 321? All right. Pop quiz hotshot. What's tiny, fuzzy, and responsible for a large portion of the food we eat? If you guessed bees, well, you nailed it. Seriously, 1 out of every 3 bites on your plate depends on bees. So there's a bit of bad news here. These little heroes of our gardens and dinners are struggling. Between habitat loss, climate change, and pesticides, it's a fucking bummer. Without them, our world would look a lot different and it would be a lot less delicious. But there is good news. Support for this episode is from Project Honeybees. So when you pick out something nice for someone special, or just something nice for yourself, your purchase adopts a queen bee that you get to name and get to watch over, and you'll support the protection of these extraordinary little creatures. Ready to make a statement and a difference? Go to lvx.be/bees and start browsing for your next gift. Your next favorite accessory can also be a lifeline for our buzzing buddies. Project Honeybees. Get yourself a nice little discount, help us out a little bit in the process, and help save the fucking world. lvx.be/bees. Use code LEO33862. Buzz, motherfucker. 2 things before we get out of here. I mentioned earlier with Patreon a special role in Discord, lvx.be/Discord if you want to join up. You can go directly to it. You don't have to go through Patreon. That's entirely up to you. And if you want to contact us directly, 833-589-7637. Phone number works in WhatsApp. So if you are sufficiently entertaining, or if you think you are anyway, send a voice note. And if you're good enough to make the show, then you'll hear yourself in the next one. With all that said, parting words.
Dude, Team Aspinall, big Team Aspinall. I'm gonna be nervous. I can say this whenever this fight, like, you know, in the lead up to the walkouts, you know, the meet up in the center of the ring with the ref. I'm gonna be nervous as hell whenever this fight like is about to start. But I hope he can get it done. Big Team Aspinall.
It's kind of fitting that one of the final fights of this ESPN era is the start of a brand new era at heavyweight, right? We've had DC and Stipe and Ngannou, and then we got stuck in this pit with Jones, and now it kind of at the dawn of a new era for the UFC. We have a dawn of a new and exciting heavyweight champion in Tom Aspinall. So really, I think it will be the start of something amazing, and I'm excited to see it unfold right before us.
Yeah. Agree.
All right. If that's it, then that's it for this edition of the Ultimate Effing Casuals. We'll see you on the other side of UFC 321.
See you.
Peace.